ओके जी। सबको नमस्कार, सत श्री अकाल। जसप्रीत बुमराह के नाम पे सत श्री अकाल। ईट स्लीप ड्रिंक क्रिकेट पे स्वागत है। और आज आ गए भास्कर, जो कल रात को बहुत जल्दी सो गए, इसलिए मेन प्रोग्राम में नहीं आ पाए। तो आज उन्हीं के पूरा पूरा विश लिस्ट उन्हीं के ऊपर है। सो तीन टॉपिक्स पे बात किया जाएगा। एक, पर्थ टेस्ट के बारे में, बीजीटी वे फॉरवर्ड, जिसके ऊपर मुझे अभिजीत से दो चार सवाल पूछने हैं। और फाइनली आईपीएल के बारे में मैं कुछ खबरें शेयर करना चाहूंगा आईपीएल के बारे में। तो तो अब भास्कर, मैं आपसे स्टार्ट करता हूँ। आपके अंदर वो जो बलगम है पूरा निकालें। जो खुशी का जो एक लहर है, जो आपके दांतों से अच्छी तरह नजर आ रहा है, आंखों में ऐसे आंखें इतनी बड़े बड़े हो रहे हैं आपके, तो आप खुशी प्रकट करें। कैसा लग रहा है आपको?
पहले मैं अपने आप को और हम हमारे सब साथियों को मतलब अभिजीत जी और राजीव जी सबको मुबारकबाद देना चाहूंगा, अमित रानडे जी को भी, कि हमने अपना शतक पूरा किया। और 101वें एपिसोड में हम वापस मैं दोबारा जुड़ रहा हूँ। तो कोहली 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 साहब ने भी अपना शतक पूरा किया, तो कुछ तो सिमिलर साथ में है ना। ठीक है। सो एनीवे, सो वी हैव वन द टेस्ट, इट्स अ ग्रेट थिंग। we still have a long way to go. Okay, so to like heal the wounds of what happened. Okay, so we need to come back very, very strong. Nothing short of winning the WTC can satisfy us now. So we need to go bang on. Like one test is not enough. You know, we're nowhere there. I still keep my predictions: 2-2 or 3-1 to Australia. I would be the happiest to be proven wrong. Like Abhijit always said that our openers need to fire. I think वो सबसे major चीज था। दोबारा मैं कह रहा हूँ कि openers firing makes a hell of a lot of difference. I think suppose even if Australia had scored like कितने रन का लीड था अपना? uh, 45,
46।
47, 46 runs का लीड था. Suppose
46।
we had fallen for 101, again we had fallen for 150. Then where would we have been? Like वही होता था कि Australia would have chased it down, right? तो जो ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप जो 200 रन का हुआ, दैट रियली नेल्ड द ऑस्ट्रेलियन कॉफिन। आई वुड से आई थिंक दैट रियली मेड श्योर दैट इंडिया कांट लूज द टेस्ट मैच। सो ऐसा ओपनिंग पार्टनरशिप, एंड इफ यू सी व्हेन कोहली कम्स इन at say 200 for 2, 220 for 2, then how easy it becomes for the middle order to bat. So even if they get 100 runs and if they take 150, we don't have a Virendra Sehwag, so we can't keep harping on what Sehwag would have done. So we can't expect other players to play like Sehwag. So other players need to really buckle down and get to the 25, 30, 35, 40 overs, even if it means just scoring 80, 90 runs. So we can't expect anyone else to bat like Sehwag. So we need to get there. Okay, that's where I really agree with Abhijit, what he said yesterday about Padikkal. He played like almost. If you see, he has played I think 4 overs in the first innings, and again around 6, 7 overs in the second innings. So that means he was not throwing away his wicket. Though he was a bit tentative in the first innings where he could have got a couple of more boundaries. He blocked a few easy half volleys, but he still showed the temperament that he's there to stay. So I think that's a good sign. Uh, Technically, on merit, this is the team that needs to play the next test. But that's not going to happen. The captain is back, so he has to play. Logically, after 3-0 drubbing, you would have had some changes. Probably a captain who's getting old and getting on in life probably would have been dropped from Test cricket. That's not happening right now. So I think Rohit is going to be back. Padikkal is going to sit out. Or the other thing that could happen is Gill's injury might not have healed. So हो सकता है कि Gill को और एक मैच मिले और Rohit comes in for Jurel, which is a more easier replacement right now. So ये हो सकता है, but I think
गायब हो गए तो चलिए, अभिजीत आपसे स्टार्ट करते हैं। तो ये पॉइंट्स काफी तो ये हुआ है। आई मीन ही भास्कर तो बहुत आगे चले जाते हैं हमेशा। एनीवे, सो मेरा सवाल ये था कि विच आई टोल्ड दैट आई वांट टू स्पेसिफिकली आस्क यू इज कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन मीडिया में उनका बैशिंग बुरी तरह स्टार्ट हो गया। मतलब इट इज अनप्रेसिडेंटेड जो स्टार्ट हुआ है। एक्सपेक्टेड लाइंस था, क्योंकि इंडिया में होता तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया क्यों बचा रहेगा बेचारा, वो भी तो पिसेगा ना। नाउ दे डोंट हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ, दे कांट दे कांट फाइंड एंड मतलब वो खोज नहीं सकते बंदों को, उनके पास एक ही रिप्लेसमेंट है, स्कॉट बॉलैंड, वही करेगा, स्कॉट बॉलैंड आएगा, खेलेगा। सो माय क्वेश्चन टू यू इज कि अब ऑस्ट्रेलिया, वी हैव ऑल स्पोकन व्हाट इंडिया हैज टू डू, बहुत ज्यादा बातें हो गई इंडिया क्या करना है, बट व्हाट डू यू थिंक शुड हैपन विद ऑस्ट्रेलिया, व्हाट हाउ डू दे पिक अप, मतलब वो मेरा सवाल था, डू दे हैव द रिसोर्सेज आल्सो?
So I'll start with भास्कर ने एक बोला कि एक पडिक्कल ने सेकंड इनिंग्स में अराउंड 72 बॉल्स खेला था, which is around 12 overs. And notice the moment पडिक्कल went out, तो तुरंत पडिक्कल, जायसवाल और पंत तीनों का विकेट गिरा था। वो हो गया था ना कि विद इन अ पीरियड ऑफ 15-20 मिनट्स 3 विकेट। So that collapse was always around the corner.
भास्कर आपको म्यूट
Potential
करना पड़ेगा।
भास्कर, yeah, so a potential collapse was always, आंटी जी को हमारा नमस्ते। So that potential collapse was always around the corner, and Padikkal staying for 12 overs made a massive difference. The fact that he played around 70 odd balls. Now, I'll come to another point which Bhaski said कि WTC final पहुंचना जीतना. Honestly, I don't see it that way. When 2021, when we lost the WTC final, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ा. It was a new tournament. I don't think New Zealand even deserved to be there. It was a new format. New Zealand had not even had a decent victory to even reach the final. Basis on home wins over minnows, वो पहुंच गया था. Now, unless a trophy is around 10 12 editions हो चुका है ट्रॉफी का, उसका एक हिस्ट्री होता है, इसने इतना बार जीता, उसने उतना बार जीता. A WTC final, so that time when we lost the WTC final, although which we should have drawn it and won, I thought कि बॉस ऐसे 5 WTC finals I can withdraw, I can let go for one GABA win. क्योंकि GABA win was, GABA win or even the Sydney draw was totally out of the world. Similarly, इस बार भी मैं कहता हूँ कि I don't care India reaches the WTC final or not. For me, if India can thrash Australia around 3-1 or 4-1 or 4-0, 3-0, that for me will be X times better than I'm fine with that New Zealand series loss also, non-WTC final also. Although, if India actually went 2 to 3 tests, India will definitely be there. So that is how much I see this Australia series. In fact, today I was in a mall with my wife and I had food on my plate. I was walking from the food court stall to the seat. और चलते चलते ना टीवी पे हाइलाइट्स आने लगा, और हाइलाइट्स वो था बुमराह का जो इनिशियल स्पेल का था, तो मैं रुक गया, मैं लिटरली खाना लेकर, इट वाज हेवी विद सिजलर, और मैं ऐसे खड़ा ना, मैं देखने लग गया हाइलाइट्स को, कोई ऑडियो नहीं आ रहा तो भी मैं देखा। फिर वापस ना आई वेटेड फॉर द सेकंड इनिंग्स, जब ये 19 for 3 हो गए थे, या इनिशियल 4-5, इतना मजा आता है देखने का क्या। नाउ the way New Zealand Australia has collapsed in the first innings as well as second innings, with the first 4-5 first 4 batsmen hardly contributing, they don't have an easy replacement, and they are in the similar position where our batting was between the Bombay Test and the Pune Test and the Bombay Test. We knew we don't have solutions. We knew हमारा कोई magician नहीं है जो वापस आके एकदम दुनिया बदल देगा. The only potential magician we had then was Sarfaraz. We are going to have a collapse if Sarfaraz, who has been playing domestic, who knows these pitches, can hit the spinners out and score a big run, then hoga. We didn't have solutions. Similarly, Australia today don't have solutions. They can still make India all out for cheap, 160, 170, abhi bhi aayega. But when it will come to their batting, it is going to be very tough. Their batting totally looked clueless. I can't say a single batsman apart from Travis Head, which I thought Travis Head second innings was a bit lucky because India declared early. India were late declare karta, Travis Head may have played end of 4th day. I didn't see him scoring that many runs. So Australia are going to be under real pump. Their catching was not as good as India's. Their bowling was not as good as India's. Their sledging was not as good as India's. Their batting also was nowhere near. I mean, India's first innings was unka ek innings was probably, I can't even say the second innings was better than India's first, because even in their second innings, it was Travis Head who scored bulk of the runs. Without that, they were nowhere. So I don't see Australia having any quick fix solution now. India just need to bat with the heads down. And if they can, blunt out the new ball for 20 overs with 1 wicket down, we should be winning a lot of tests out here. Rajiv.
Great. इनफैक्ट मैं एक पडिक्कल का मैं एक चीज बोलूंगा, इट्स नॉट व्हाट आई सपोर्ट और नॉट, इनफैक्ट आई ओनली yesterday informed Amit also that why Padikkal was selected. Everybody went against Padikkal. I was the first guy who said Padikkal को लो, क्योंकि he has the temperament to, वो वहां पे चिपका रहा, वो भी और जुरेल दोनों ने दिखाया, hence they need to be there in the team. बट टू बी ऑनेस्ट, जो 90 70 80 बॉल जो सेकंड इनिंग्स में खेला, उससे खास फर्क नहीं पड़ा, क्योंकि 201 350 बॉल्स या 360 बॉल्स में फर्स्ट इनिंग्स बना चुका था। तो मतलब वो ये क्या था कि इट रियली डिडंट मैटर। बट व्हाट हैज मैटर्ड फॉर पर्डिकल्स करियर, वेदर ही गेट्स सेलेक्टेड फॉर द सेकंड टेस्ट, ही सिट्स आउट, वो सब अलग है। बट ही इज गॉट इनटू द स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स ऑफ इंडिया। अब वो इस टाइम पे कब खेलेगा हमें नहीं पता। I remember in 96, 97 when South Africa toured India. So Lakshman came and he played a test match. And then Tendulkar was the captain, just appointed as a captain. So he said, you know what? He will get more chances. Lakshman is a class act. He will get more chances. So, but he was getting dropped. एक आध मैच उन्होंने ओपनिंग भी कराने की कोशिश किया, till he finally got his place in ऑस्ट्रेलिया व्हेन ही वेंट देयर डाउन अंडर। सो कभी कभी होता है कि आप इतने अच्छे हो, लेकिन बिकॉज यू हैव प्लेयर्स अराउंड यू कांट प्ले एंड ऑल दो स्टफ। सो आई एम नॉट टू वरीड अबाउट व्हाट्स गोना हैपन। पर्टिकल इज अ क्लास एक्ट, उसमें ही इज देयर टू स्टे। द बेस्ट पार्ट इज ही, नॉट ओनली हिम, एवरीबडी पुट, मैं तो सबसे ज्यादा इम्प्रेस्ड किसी से हूं तो दामाद जी से हूँ भाई। मतलब केएल राहुल का जो मेंटल, उसने अपने आप को जैसे लॉक किया और उसने गाइड किया यशस्वी जायसवाल को, was really commendable. That is what he should have done. After 7 8 years of good cricket behind him, he should have been, मतलब वो 4 5 years से रेगुलर है, तो मतलब he should have been really bossing, and ideally he would have been the captain now, but he is not because जो भी है। But I hope this gives him that push to be there in the team as a senior for the next 2 3 years. सो भास्कर काफी मतलब इरिटेट होते हुए दिख रहे हैं अभी कि मतलब मुझे भी बात करने दो बे, तुम लोग कल बात कर लिए करके, तो मैं तो उसको ही चांस दूंगा, लेकिन आपके इंटरनेट का मैं हम लोग जिम्मेदारी थोड़ी ले सकते हैं। तो सवाल यही जो अभिजीत से पूछा था, मैं यही पूछ रहा हूँ कि इज देयर अ चांस फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया टू गेट अ कम बैक? I'll frame the question for you. Why I'm asking this question? Now, if in Adelaide there is a significant thing which happens, and that is day-night match. Australia has played seven, won all seven. And day and night in these conditions, in Adelaide only, Australia has a far, far understanding of what it has to do. If it makes 1 all, then suddenly everything, matlab, then it becomes even Stevens. It becomes a three-test contest type. But अगर इंडिया जीत गया तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो मतलब क्लोज चैप्टर है। सो इट इज मतलब ऑस्ट्रेलिया के लिए इट हैज टू बी अ विन, नथिंग लेस देन अ विन। So, how do you think they can come back? And what are the few things which India should look to do?
See, India again needs to look to make sure that India bat well. I think it's all going to be a key. कैसे bat करने वाले हैं? We saw that India did well in Adelaide when it was day test, right? India did well in '92. India played very well in 2003, 2004, 2007, 2008. Also, we played well. I think it was a drawn test, if I'm right. It was Adelaide where we drew the test match,
Draw
home
test.
test series,
Tendulkar
right?
153 for first innings,
One,
151
yeah,
Sehwag
yeah,
second
yeah.
innings.
And
Sehwag
then
run out करा है Tendulkar को.
again, yeah. So again, we've been doing well. I think we won there in 2018-19. Till this, did we lose to? Did we play a test in Adelaide in 2013-14? I think we must have played and lost. I think that's what Kohli who scored 100, if I'm right. But yeah, that's the test where Kohli scored 100 in each innings, right? In Adelaide. So I think the thing is, while the pink ball test is going to be a bit dicey because we are not really used to playing in Adelaide. So मुझे लगता है कि we need to strengthen our batting. So we can't compromise on the batting. So only thing I would say, maybe Akashdeep for Harshit Rana, which you said. I think I would go in with Akashdeep because he swings the ball much more, and the pink ball is known to swing a lot. So a person who knows how to swing the ball both ways would really be a handful. So I think we would go in with this. Of course, the two changes which we know are like going to happen, more or less they are going to happen. Ashwin might come in for Washington Sundar. I'm not too sure about it. Or maybe Jadeja might come in because they want to strengthen the batting. So let's wait and watch. If Gill is fit, he'll come in for Jurel. If Rohit, of course, is going to come in for Padikkal. So let's wait and watch. क्या होता है? So I think these two changes are going to be made. But I think Padikkal would get in ahead of Jurel because he's a top order batsman. Though Jurel is the one who impresses me more as a player who can really grind it and play those fighting knocks. But I think Padikkal would be in the pecking order ahead of Jurel. So मुझे कुछ ज़्यादा ये नहीं दिख रहा है. But main thing we need to somehow make sure that if we win the toss and we bat first, we need to get to that 250, 230, 240. Don't expect Australia to get bundled out for 120 and less than 120 once again. So we need to score big in the first innings. Once we get it to 300 run score in the first innings, then Australia is always behind the 8 ball. Rajiv.
Yeah, so yesterday Abhijit got a point, and I want to rewind all of you to this 2021 Adelaide match, which was the first test. What happened is the first session, Prithvi Shaw, I think, got out very quickly and there was not much. But Rahane and Kohli stuck in, and they started scoring just before the twilight came, just before the dinner break. And they started suddenly getting boundaries. So I thought कि यार ये क्या 200 भी बनाएंगे क्या आज end of day तक. But then they started getting those boundaries, and then the unfortunate run out happened where Rahane timed the ball far better than what he would have thought. And then the collapse happened. Rahane himself, because he got Kohli run out, he gave away his wicket and all. But we still made around 200, 215 for around 6 wickets on day one. And then came back to get around 245, 250. Even in 2018, when the ball swung so much, Pujara got that magnificent 120 odd. We got 250 in Adelaide. So I think Adelaide, we always have this chance. It's about how we, and the 36 all out did not happen in the twilight zone or on the night session. It happened properly in the morning, right? Everything Nick kiya, catch behind, caught behind. मतलब यही चलते जा रहा था ना. मतलब that's what was happening. And in fact, we were 9 for 1 only. So it suddenly became 15 for 6. So I'm just saying that India is actually, they know Australia, this Adelaide conditions, and they just have to ensure that they get that first innings lead. You mentioned it, Avijit, कि अगर 150 का लीड हो जाता उस दिन जो बन सकता था, तो 36 ऑल आउट 40 ऑल आउट क्या फर्क पड़ता है. मतलब यू स्टिल आर इन द मैच बिकॉज you got 3 wickets for that scoring that 90. Australia gave away 3 wickets. So chance तो बहुत अच्छा है इंडिया का. And I'm Bhaskar, one thing you want to complete, and then I'll go to Avijit on the another point, is that what do you think Australia would do? Would they, because see what is happening is उनका मीडिया उनके पीछे पड़ गया है, and especially मार्नस लाबुशेन के पीछे तो हाथ धो के पड़ गए लोग. So bowler, I think they may not change anybody, but batting में कुछ लग रहा है. मिक्सविनी को दे कांट ड्रॉप बिकॉज एक टेस्ट मैच ही खेला है वो, उसको सेकंड टेस्ट मैच तो ड्रॉप नहीं करता, तो बेयर मिनिमम 2-3 देता है डेब्यूटेंट को. बट लाबुशेन का काफी चल रहा है.
I don't think Labuschagne is going to get dropped. He is going to play. The thing is, Australia, like media, what they say doesn't bother Australian team. We know they're like how strong they are mentally. So for them going 1-0 down, even in the World Cup, we saw them losing the first 2 games. They came back and won the World Cup. So losing one test would not bother them much. What will bother them more is the Steven Smith not getting those big hundreds, and of course Labuschagne not scoring. I think batting में I don't think too much of changes. Maybe they can go in for some other strong, like Mitchell Marsh के बदले, if they want to go in with a full-fledged batsman, they might do it. But I don't see that happening right away. So we will have to wait and watch. What about Marcus Harris? Would they think on lines of bringing in Marcus Harris? I'm not too sure. Cameron Bancroft.
नहीं,
They might go for
मार्कस
one of
हैरिस
this.
तो नहीं आएगा, क्योंकि अब आप डेब्यूटेंट मैक्सवेनी को 2 टेस्ट तो देंगे, 2 या 3 टेस्ट कुछ तो देंगे, 2 तो भी देंगे. सो मुझे लगता है
Yeah,
मैक्सवेनी खेल जाएगा. बट
some, but we see
मैक्सवेनी का
Australia also dropping.
मैक्स ऑनेस्टली मैं बता रहा हूँ, मैक्सवेनी खेल रहा तो मुझे जितना दिल को ठंडक पहुंच रहा है उतना कुछ नहीं है. मुझे मतलब एक ऑस्ट्रेलियन को ऐसा सिटिंग डक की तरह देख के, मतलब वो बिल्कुल उसके पैर कांप रहे भाई. मतलब ही इज लाइक, it's fun. It's real fun.
But but Australia is not known to giving too many chances, except unless if it's a Steve Waugh or Ricky Ponting. We saw there's a player called Wayne Phillips, not the Wayne Phillips who kept wickets. There was a Wayne Phillips who made his debut in the last Test match in '92 in the Perth Test. एक ही Test match खेल के he got dropped. Stuart Law played just one Test match. Even Callum Ferguson just played one Test match after waiting all those years. So I think it's possible that McSweeney might get dropped and they might want to go for a slightly more experienced player like Marcus Harris or Cameron Bancroft. I'm not too sure how they're looking at it.
Actually, they should have played Marcus Harris for the simple reason that McSweeney is not an opening batsman. वो इंडिया ए के साथ अच्छा खेला करके उसको लेके आए, लेकिन उसको दे गेव हिम अ पोजीशन व्हिच इज नॉट हिज पोजीशन. सो आई डोंट नो हाउ ऑस्ट्रेलिया इज थिंकिंग, बट देयर इज,
And
मुझे ये गलतियां देख के
and
मुझे खुशी होता है. करो और करो.
but we don't count Labuschagne out. Huh? He's also a class act, and
No,
you
no.
never
So
know.
I'm not saying Labuschagne is going to
One
be
good innings.
dropped, but उसकी सबसे ज्यादा खिंचाई हो रही है, मैं वो बोल रहा हूँ. उसकी सबसे ज्यादा
It
खिंचाई हो
might
रही है.
really, no, that is something which might really charge him up, and he might do very well. He's a world class player. We all know how he can frustrate the opposition. So let's wait and watch. But main thing, I'm still worried about the Indian batting. If so, कैसा खेलता है? I just hope this is the start of uh, the last era of Virat Kohli. We need to see an era of Virat Kohli. It's not just एक century मार दिया, दो 50 मार दिए. That's not what we are looking at. We need him to take his average up to 52, 53, where it actually belongs. So I'm still waiting to see those dominating Kohli knocks. Hopefully, it will come in the coming days, because there will be tougher pitches. Let's face it, and that's where we'll need Kohli to stand up, because we in a pitch which is very very difficult. Don't expect the others to really, because many of them are newcomers. So I think that's where Kohli will need to stand up. So there will be more challenging innings for him to play. So let's hope for the best and see if Kohli can really make it his series. Rajiv.
Yeah, I think so, because Adelaide में कोहली का रिकॉर्ड इनक्रेडिबल है. So if he gets another one, then it will be great. अभिजीत, मैं फिर से आपको सॉरी, मैं आपको इंडिया स्टैंड पॉइंट से ज्यादा ऑस्ट्रेलिया की बात कर रहा हूँ. बट आई एम मोर इंटरेस्टेड बिकॉज दैट टॉपिक इज प्रीटी, दैट वाज आल्सो समथिंग व्हिच वी नीड टू डिस्कस. इस पैट कमिंस केम एज अ नाइट वॉचमैन एंड आई थिंक इट वाज अ रियल बैड एरर. कि आप 7 ओवर, 6-7 ओवर बचे हुए थे, आप कैसे आ गए? आप मतलब यू हैव अ लोअर ऑर्डर रोल फॉर योरसेल्फ. But anyways, he did come. Was it also to showcase somebody like Marnus Labuschagne and Smith ऐसे खेलते हैं बॉस करके? Because you remember this discussion happening. I don't know how much it is true. That ये दो गुट में बंधे हुए हैं कि बॉलर्स का एक गुट है, बैटिंग का एक गुट है. And it all started with the Gabba test where this guy Shamar Joseph or somebody, the
Joseph.
newcomer, जो वेस्ट इंडीज से आके इनको पेल के चला गया. एंड मतलब they were really hurt because the batting was very bad. So ये मतलब ये इन लोगों को बहुत ही इरिटेट कर रहा है. अभी पाकिस्तान आया वनडेज में, बहुत मतलब उनकी बैटिंग, मतलब दे कुड नॉट इवन प्ले 32 ओवर्स, 32 ओवर्स खेल रहे थे. तो मतलब कहीं ना कहीं द बॉलर्स आर फ्रस्ट्रेटेड विद दिस बैटिंग यूनिट. सो वो कुछ ना कुछ मैसेज शायद देने के लिए कमिंस आया कि मैं तुझे खेल के बताता हूँ. वो अलग बात है कि इट वॉज एन एरर, इट वॉज अ रियल कैप्टनसी एरर. सो आप क्या सोचते हैं इसके बारे में?
Yeah, actually, I was also equally surprised कि ये Cummins क्यों आया खेलने के लिए, because you know they were they were down. They were not going to win this test match. They had to stay long, hung around long. 2 दिन से ऊपर बाकी था. Their objective would have been to bus, let's stick on the wicket, let's get used to this bowler. And the most dangerous part of their batting is always going to be Bumrah's spells. Bumrah's opening spells, Bumrah's second spells, Bumrah's third spells. That's going to be the most dangerous. But I thought, why would Cummins come and play Bumrah? It was a very negative technique कि बस बुमराह को मैं खेल लेता हूँ, बाकी बैट्समैन आके बाकी लोगों को खेलो. So I knew कि minimum 1 से 2 विकेट और गिरेगा रात से. And Bumrah was bowling better than Marshall and Hadley combined, to be fair, in that particular test match. So and Shamar Joseph ka naam I was about to take when before you took, I was just thought ki I actually don't agree that Australia have been great. If I see the last 1 year, that Shamar Joseph innings jo tha, Shamar Joseph ne jo udaya tha, it gave me a lot of heart ki boss, there are issues with this Australian lineup. Second of all, going back to this World Cup 23, Australia could make it to the finals mainly because
भास्कर आपको म्यूट करना
make it to the semi-finals because Afghanistan fluffed their line. That was a match Afghanistan should have won by a big margin. They dropped around three easy catches, of Maxwell, and then that gave Australia a fillip. Else, if had Afghanistan won that match, Afghanistan would have been in a position to reach the semi-final. So that didn't happen. So the thing with Australia is that you cannot make unforced errors. If you make unforced errors, that 2 hours of bad cricket jo hame milta hai. Why we lost the final 2023? Because we had 2 hours of bad cricket. WTC, 2 hours of bad cricket. Hamara har jagah 36 over 2 hours of bad cricket. New Zealand, 2 hours of bad cricket. Hamara wohi hame avoid karna hai. That's why I keep saying the first 20 overs, if you can play with minimum 1 down, we will be winning a lot matches in this series. Our bowlers are better. I think our bowling attack is better than them. And coming to Australia changes, I actually think Labuschagne will play. मेरे ड्रीम 11 में नेक्स्ट मैच में Labuschagne हेड को रखूंगा एज द ओनली टू ऑस्ट्रेलियन बैट्समैन. बाकी मैं सिर्फ बॉलर्स रखूंगा उनका, एंड ऑफ कोर्स हमारा रखेंगे. आई थिंक Labuschagne इज अ क्लास एक्ट, एंड इट वो जो इतना गाली खा रहा, इट मे बी अ गुड थिंग. Labuschagne अगर ड्रॉप हो गया तो आई विल बी द हैप्पीएस्ट पर्सन, because and his record is also very good in Adelaide. So he is the one to worry. Coming to Virat Kohli, now if you have noticed in my post, I didn't overpraise Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli came to bat at 210 for 2 times. Okay, with a lead of 250, we were going to win this test match. It was a low pressure innings for him. He just needed to stay there. He would have got all. अगर वो 51 भी करता, उसको same plaudits मिलता जितना उसको 101 में मिला. I didn't take that innings very seriously. Apart from and in fact, if you see his innings in two parts, one is when he came to bat, and then there was a mini collapse. और उसके बाद जैसे ही मिनी कोलैप्स हुआ, विराट कोहली मिस्ड अ लॉट ऑफ बॉल्स. मिस्ड अ लॉट ऑफ बॉल्स, एज हो रहा था, वो लेमन कट होके 4 जा रहा था, ऐसा हुआ है. आफ्टर दैट मिनी कोलैप्स जो 2-3 विकेट गिरा था, उससे पहले वो ठीक था. जब तक पडिक्कल था तब तक वो ठीक था. पडिक्कल नहीं, आई थिंक, हाँ पडिक्कल जब तक था ही वाज फाइन. द मोमेंट, सॉरी पडिक्कल और जायसवाल जो भी था, ही
जायसवाल
वाज फाइन. द
जायसवाल
मोमेंट जायसवाल था, मोमेंट देयर वाज अ मिनी कोलैप्स, ही वाज नॉट फाइन. उसके बाद सुंदर, एक्चुअली सुंदर लुक द सीनियर पार्टनर देयर, ही स्टडीड द इनिंग्स. उसके बाद तो ऑफ कोर्स जब तक सुंदर मार के निकल गया, फिर नीतीश रेड्डी. तो बाय द वे, इंडियन सिलेक्शन में नोबडी इज टॉकिंग नीतीश रेड्डी. जुरेल बात कर रहा, पडिक्कल बात कर रहा, राणा बात कर रहा, नीतीश रेड्डी का कोई नाम तक नहीं ले रहा. वो अभी सर्टेनिटी हो गया. And this is where I feel, Gautam Gambhir as a coach, he would have got all the galis for 0-3 New Zealand. But I don't think he deserved any of the galis. His selection has been more than spot on. Imagine sending a message about Ashwin, you may be a legend, but you're not the best off spinner in this country. I am calling Washington Sundar from domestic, and he's going to straight play. मैं 2 off spinner खिलाऊंगा. Washington Sundar ended up as the best spinner for India in that match, in that series. He was India's best player of that India-New Zealand series. There was no one better than Washington Sundar in that entire series. This match, he drops, he takes on Harshit Rana from nowhere, Nitish Reddy from nowhere. All he assures is उसके कैंप से 2-3 लोग बोले बॉस नीतीश रेड्डी is good, मार्कल बोल रहा है वाला. And both of them are stars. Both of them have made us scream, with joy. So I completely trust Gambhir and Bumrah or Rohit, whosoever comes. So I completely trust the selection. The only part which I don't trust is how the Indian top order will bat. That Rohit, we lost New Zealand series because of Rohit Gill and Kohli. We should never forget that. How we handle that is one. Else, apart from that, I don't see any issues. Rajiv.
एक्चुअली न्यूजीलैंड का तो वही था कि वी शुड हैव, आई मीन वी शुड हैव इजीली वन दैट मुंबई टेस्ट. आई एग्री, पुणे टेस्ट वी मेड सम बैटिंग नहीं चला जो भी है. दैट 46 ऑल आउट बैंगलोर में जो ड्रॉ होना था वो लाइक जस्ट दिस थिंग. एंड आई थिंक मुंबई टेस्ट में वही वो एक पैनिक मोड आ गया एंड देन वी जस्ट गेव अवे विकेट्स foolishly and lost it. 140 in any pitch was easily to be made. But anyways, it's gone. Bygones are bygones. So छोड़ो उसको, जो हो गया सो हो गया. Yeah, Gambhir's selection has been spot on. He's doing the thing, and I think they're giving lot of value to what is happening in the nets. वो काफी ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं. They are asking, they're giving scenarios कि आपको ऐसा बॉल करना है and वहां से पिक हो रहा है. But we'll see how it goes. So I think selection will take care of itself. Even if Sharma and Gill comes into the team, if the mindset is like this, then there is nothing to worry. The only thing I expect is Rohit Sharma, can he go to number 6 and play? Because I think he has only maximum 4 or 5 test matches in his hand. तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है? But anyways, I'll leave it to them. I mean, they are far better placed than us. So we should believe that they will take the right decision. Even Bumrah yesterday told that this is Rohit Sharma's team, and he did tell them what is supposed to happen. So there was a lot of inputs given by Rohit Sharma also. So finally I come to this point of I don't know how many of you saw the IPL. So भास्कर मैं आपसे स्टार्ट करूंगा. ऋषभ पंत, श्रेयस अय्यर एंड वेंकटेश अय्यर, बहुत सॉलिड माल बटोरा है. आप क्या सोचते हैं, मतलब ये पैसों का खेल जो है, आप इसको क्या देते हैं? आई विल फाइनली कम एंड सम इट अप फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, बट जनरली आप अपना आईपीएल ऑक्शन में क्या, आपका क्या, व्हाट इज द थॉट? म्यूट पे आप म्यूट पे.
हाँ, yeah, IPL auction में some things are basically about your own personal favorites, okay? Because I think Ricky Ponting really likes Shreyas Iyer a lot. I think that was one major reason they went for him. and they need to at least start building a team. So they've got Ricky Ponting. Kings 11 Punjab has got Ricky Ponting to shake up a few things. So Shreyas Iyer is a winning captain who's the reigning champion. He led Delhi Capitals to the finals. So probably they're looking at something different. So they must have come with a mind that they want this guy. That would have been the same thing with Rishabh Pant. But Venkatesh Iyer, it looked a bit odd because I think KKR decided that they've lost Shreyas, they've lost a few players. I think they need to get this guy in to have some bit of continuity, or else I don't think nobody would have gone for such a big amount for Venkatesh Iyer. But I think KKR decided that they want him, and then it kept going on, and then there was no way turning back. So I think that's the reason why Venkatesh Iyer got such a big prize. Rajiv.
अभिजीत आप क्या कहेंगे आईपीएल के बारे में?
So yeah, I never follow the auction. Just like I said, no, WTC is a new tournament. Unless it has a legacy, I don't really take it to heart. Similarly, although IPL is now an old tournament, decade ho gaya. It's something. It's one of India's crowns actually. What IPL achieved in revenue and viewership and a lot other things in 15 years. English Premier League has taken 115 years to achieve that. So IPL is something I'm very proud of. But emotionally, I'm never connected to any team. For me, IPL is the one where I see India's upcoming white ball talents. Red ball talent to wahan se aata nahi hai. Upcoming white ball talents. And this is where I'll be keenly looking at Sanju Samson, Tilak Verma, Rinku Singh, Mayank Yadav, and even Bhaskar said in one of our podcasts, Manas Suthar. These are the names which I'll be really looking at. Baki, kitna cost hai that I'll think of it, when I'm closer to the IPL. But yeah, it's a fun tournament, and let's admit it. It keeps people like people who eat, sleep, drink cricket like you, me, Bhaskar. It keeps us engaged for 2 months. So
बहुत
that's
मजा आता है,
1/6 of the year.
बहुत मजा
That's
आता है.
1/6 of the year. So
2 महीने
we
मतलब
are
फन है,
very
नो
thankful.
डाउट.
बस अपना बुढ़ापा निकल जाएगा. अपना बुढ़ापा निकल जाएगा.
सही बात है, सही बात है. नहीं, so I just want to give a couple of points here and then we'll take it to closure. So my point here is that, why Rishabh Pant was paid 27 crores. He's the best player. He's the marquee player. Please understand. So many people ping ki 27 crores kyun? See, there is a budget which is given him. And then once you have already decided how you need to play, you just invest everything. अब आप 22 करोड़ दो या 27 करोड़ दो, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्योंकि आपको प्लेयर चाहिए. So people will pay that amount. So Rishabh Pant, so you have to understand how this went upon. Shreyas Iyer came before Rishabh Pant for the auction. Punjab was held. Ricky Ponting was okay with Rishabh Pant or Shreyas Iyer. He's worked with both. He's okay with both. The fact was they had to go very, very strong on it. Like Chennai did at the first thing. MS Dhoni के पीछे हाथ धो के पड़ गए थे, and they gave a lot of money for him to get him because there was no marquee player in Chennai. 2008 की बात कर रहा हूँ. But इन लोगों ने वही किया कि जो मिले. So Shreyas Iyer, because he came first, that's why the auction went up to 26.75 क्योंकि Shreyas Iyer में Delhi भी interested है. Everybody, a lot of people were interested. Finally, Punjab took him for 26.75 crores. The moment this guy Rishabh Pant enters, Punjab is out because वो role और उस captaincy और वो जो भी है Shreyas Iyer लेके जा चुका है. तो it is between Lucknow and Delhi. Delhi is already gone. They're saying I don't want him actually करके जबरदस्ती पैसा बढ़ाया LSG का और they made sure they spent another 3 crores. But that guy Goenka also knows कि ऋषभ पंत का value क्या है. He's the best batter of India. If anybody doesn't know, he is the best batter. उसने शायद T20 में कुछ खास इंडिया के लिए ना किया हो, लेकिन वो बेस्ट बैटर है, वो बेस्ट ब्रांड है, उसको लेना बनता है और 27 करोड़ बनता है उसका. The other thing, many people criticized why Shreyas Iyer वो करता क्या है करके. बॉस उसने दिल्ली को 2 प्लेऑफ जिसमें से एक फाइनल और आते ही एक कोलकाता ऑलमोस्ट एक प्लेऑफ जा चुका था. एंड देन लास्ट ईयर ही इज टेकन देम टू फाइनल्स एंड वन द ट्रॉफी फॉर देम. ऐसा प्लेयर्स मिलता नहीं है. सेकंड, ही इज अ कैप्टन फॉर बॉम्बे में उसने टूर्नामेंट जिताए हैं इन लोगों को. ही इज अ प्रीमियर कैप्टनसी मटेरियल. हिज ओन बैटिंग मे नॉट बी द बेस्ट, बट ही इज लाइक रोहित शर्मा, pretty selfless about his way, the way he goes. उसको पता है कि किससे क्या काम निकलवाना है. So he deserves the money. He had to go. KL Rahul, because he came last, that's why he got only 14 crores. वो अगर पहले आता तो वो भी 20 करोड़ के ऊपर जाता था. So that's how the dynamics play out. And the only thing I felt is that 120 crore purse was less. Because last में क्या हो गया, भर भर के इन्होंने 30 लाख 40 लाख के प्लेयर्स भर भर के लिया, somebody like Devdutt Padikkal, who deserves a lot of money, वो 2 crore में निपट गया. Shardul Thakur was not picked. Very, very bad choice because he's an absolute gem in this thing. You get the right place. उसने KKR को एक single match खुद ही single handedly batting bowling से जिताया. If a player can win you 3 IPL matches, boss, you're done because you need to wait 8 only, na. So कहीं ना कहीं जो भी होता है, I think Indian players had a ball of a time. When the mini auction happen, foreign players will have a ball of a time. That's how it goes. Anyways, I really like the auction. I could, this time, because I saw everything, I could clearly see the psyche of the owners and all. And you have to say that teams like CSK, why they do well, because wahan pe Fleming was taking the shots. He was the guy who was telling everybody. Even in Punjab, Ricky Ponting, they understood Ricky Ponting's role and kept him in center. So I expect Punjab to do well this time, right? So thank you. So IPL के बारे में यही न्यूज़ था. One last thing, दोनों की तरफ से. Adelaide, India is going 2-0. Do you favor it or not? I think it's going 2-0.
2-0. Of course, we'll watch the warm-up game in between. But yeah, 2-0 Adelaide.
Bhaskar?
I'll go for Australia. 1-1. Okay.
अरे हमेशा ये जो बोलता है वही होता है. चलो, thank you guys. Thank you for.
Rajiv, मेरा 2-0 यही है कि if Rohit Gill come in and our opening flops, KL Rahul was our best batsman this test match, both innings combined.
He should open.
He was the best batsman. So if he doesn't open, you get Rohit and we have early wickets, boss, we will be cursing ourselves.
Chalo guys, thank you so much for doing this. Take care and bye bye.
Good night.